There are no straight lines in nature. They just don't exist. Organic lines like the ones that make up the human figure curve and bend in many directions. These lines alone can challenge the most seasoned artist, but then there's the anatomy of the human body to complicate things even more. Welcome to part 6 of my Drawing for Beginners series, everyone. I'm Artifacts. Let's try out some things that will help us draw the human figure more easily and in a variety of poses. First up is simple construction to block out the anatomy. Start off with an oval shape for the head. I recommend holding the pencil with an extended tripod grip so you can loosely draw your shapes and lines. Now, draw a guideline across for the eyes just above the middle of this oval. Then draw a line down the middle. These lines will help us with the placement of the facial features. With these lines set, I like drawing shapes for the ears first. Starting at the top of this horizontal guideline, draw a box that extends down maybe halfway to the bottom of the oval. Draw a small mark for the nose, roughly where the bottom of the ears sit. Then a line for the mouth. And for now, we'll just mark the position of the eyes with 2 small dots in the middle of each side of this horizontal guideline. Now, since this is a figure of a man, the necklines will be close to the side edges of the oval. You can always bring these lines in closer or spread them out a little more depending on the build of your subject. I then like to draw a triangle shape that starts at the top of these outer necklines and comes down to a point about here. These are the neck muscles. Now, a key difference between the male and female figure is the wider width of the shoulders on the man. So let's draw a line here that's maybe twice the width of the head. Okay, now we can draw lines for the trapezius or shoulder muscles, starting somewhere up on this neckline and extending to the ends of the shoulder line. Working our way down, let's draw a couple lines down, angled into the center of the body on each side, then use these to make a box for the chest. I'll go ahead and draw a center guideline down the middle now too, just to make sure things stay symmetrical. Now, let's draw lines a little wider than the chest that extend down into the center of the body again, like this, and make them about twice the height of the chest we just drew. This helps us form the basic upper torso shape of an inverted triangle, which includes the back lats that stick out on the sides by the chest. Okay, a key part of the anatomy here below the chest is the rib cage, so draw a line across right here to mark the bottom of the ribs. Then we just draw a simple shape up like this to etch out where the bottom ribs angle back up into the sternum. And by squaring off this shape like I just did, we're portraying the abdominal muscles. After that, I like to draw a waistline and then mirror the shape that we just drew for the abs at the top, for the hips and the abs at the bottom. From here, the man's hips extend back out some, though not as much as a woman's hips, which we'll cover in a bit. Alright, our basic male torso is blocked out pretty well, so now we can go back in to add and refine lines. Here I'll extend the shoulders slightly and round them for the deltoids. I can also round out the shape of the pecs more. Even add some hair. As you look at your subject, or if you're drawing from your imagination, think about how the lines curve throughout the shape of the body, and redraw over your guidelines, making adjustments wherever you'd like. There we have the basic front male figure with some fairly decent anatomy, but now let's look at the subtle differences in the female figure. Start your female drawing the same way for the head and face. This time I'll draw the hair along with the head. Okay, some key differences here from our male figure are the neck and shoulders, so we want to bring the necklines in. We'll draw the neck muscles like we did for the male figure, but then we'll want to narrow our guideline for the width of the shoulders on our female body. This line will be about 1.5 times the width of the head. Now let's use this shoulder line the same way as before, where we referenced it to draw the chest and other parts of the torso. Okay, another key difference from our male figure is the width of the hips. A woman's hips are wider, so we'll draw lines that extend out more. Now we can continue with the rest of the torso. Like we did for our male figure, we can go back in and refine our marks of the female body, curving our lines and making them darker where we want. Alright, the basic front view of the human figure is one thing, but there's an infinite number of poses a person can make. How do we account for those? Well, that's where gesture drawings come in handy. Gesture drawings are fluid lines that flow from one part of the body to the next, and they're great at capturing the liveliness of the body when posed in interesting ways. Let's try it out using this image as a reference. First, look for the longest, continuous line in the body. You may see a line that extends from this dancer's neck all the way down to the toes in her left foot. Let's start by loosely drawing this curve on our paper. Again, the extended tripod grip works very well for these. The next thing I like to do is draw a circle to quickly place the head, and then a shoulder line at the angle it's positioned. From here, look for more flowing lines and don't be afraid to exaggerate the curves. This makes the drawing of your subject feel more alive and less rigid. Also, when looking for lines, consider the outer contours of your subject. More often than not, these are the lines I capture when drawing my gestures. Like this line here that starts on the back side and curves down her outer right hip and leg. Finish the gesture by drawing 2 lines in for the arms. Now you can stop here, which is great as a 30 to 60 second gesture drawing exercise, or you can build out and refine your subject more. One way to refine this is to add in basic construction like we did with our figures before, but this time using the gesture lines as guides. For instance, I can block out the chest following the curve of the main gesture line. If you're just starting out with gesture drawings, I recommend practicing by doing lots of quick sketches all under a minute. Some great tools for this are available online, like the Quick Poses feature on Figurosity.com. This tool cycles through lots of random figure poses and even allows you to set time limits for each one. Well, I hope you learned some useful drawing information with me today. If so, be sure to give this video a like and comment to let me know how it worked out for you. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.